Okay. So yeah, yesterday we had gone through the relationship, which is many-to-many relationship, and after that, just we created like one validation rule, which is the employee this validation rule. While creating a new employee, email is not required, but while editing an employee, email is a required field, right? So this validation rule also we finished it yesterday itself. Okay, he said like he will join in 10 minutes. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, so then yeah, other than the master detail relationship, we do have like a many-to-many. This is a very important topic. So you need to know at what time we will use a many-to-many and how we can implement the many-to-many relationship between the objects. And yesterday we had a discussion about like a employee and training course. So one employee can have a multiple training course, and the same way one training course can have a multiple employee. So in that case, employee and the training course is the many-to-many relationship between the employee and the training course. Now, if I look at like a William and we do our related list, so these are these many. Okay. Now, the today topic is page layout.
Sampath, sorry to interrupt you, but I have a question there in many-to-many relationship.
Yeah.
You said we discussed about two relationship, right? Two parent objects.
Yeah.
Can we make more than two parents object?
No. Because more than two parent in the sense like in many-to-many, we can have maximum two parent only, not more than that.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
But one object can have multiple relationship with the different objects. So let's assume like a training course linked to an employee, training course linked to a company, training course linked to a department. Like the object can be linked to a multiple different object, but object can have a two parents. In master detail relationship, you can have a maximum of two, but look,
Okay.
you can have a maximum of 25. And I put like a maximum of 40. You can link it to a 40 different object in Looker. Okay, so today let's go through the the page layout customization. Then after that, if there is a time, we can go through the functions, the remaining functions, because we had to finish the functions, so we go through the functions as well. So let me open the reference document. Give me a second. Yeah, here is a page layout customization. Okay. Customizing the page layout. So what are the options available to customize the page layout? So in Classic, we have all these options basically. If you are looking at the Classic page layout, we have all these options. But if you are looking at the Lightning Experience, and we have these are all the options in Lightning Experience. Okay, the Classic one, I'm really not going through this because I don't think so. Like people, they are going to use the Classic versions. Let's focus on the Lightning page layout customizations because that is very important on Lightning only. Okay. Again, in Lightning page, the name itself, Lightning record page itself, we call it as a Flexi page. So there is a different page called Flexi page. Now let's assume we have an employee. So at the moment, this page is the Lightning record page. So now if I look at this object, if I go to the edit objects, the system will take me to the employee object directly. There is a Lightning record page. You will see by default, there is a, whenever if you do any customization on the page, in this page, if you do any customization, because you remember like we put this small component on the page. This is the one component we added because we customized this page. Once if we customize the page, it will save a one entry over here, which is called a lightning record page. As per the API name, we call it as a flexi page, either lightning record page or we can say flexi page. So flexi page means it's a lightning record page. Don't say like I don't know what is flexi page. Flexi page is basically lightning record page. Other than that, we do have a layout, page layouts. This is the classic layout. Again, this flexi page combination of classic page layout. So basically this information coming from the classic layout. All this information coming from the classic layout, including the related list. This information coming from the classic layouts. So basically related and detail, these two information coming from this layout, but the overall this design, it's defined on the lightning record page. So this lightning record page basically will give you the high level structure of the page, and inside that high level structure, the detail and related, these two information is coming from this layout. That is very important to understand. Okay, now first thing first, if you look at this page, the fields are not aligned properly. Everything, all the fields are same. Now maybe client want two columns, here one column, and also assume they need like sections. So let's say employee information as a separate sections, company information, personal informations, additional informations, or social media informations. So basically they need all these fields distributed into different sections. Yeah, so section in the sense like categorizations. Okay, so let me show you how we can do that. So to do that, so if you are trying to do customization on the detail or related list, you have to go for this page layout. But if you are trying to do any changes on the structure level, let's say like at the layout level, if you are trying to add a new component in this, or like if you are putting like a new component over here, in that time you have to go for a lightning record page. Yeah, this you have to remember it. Now go to the page layouts, edit this layout. So this is typically it's a classic layout. So now within the classic layout, what are all the options available? So these are all the options, or we can go through the same whatever I put it here, the same thing I put it over here also. Basically add or remove fields. So add or remove fields means, see here, from here, if you don't like some of the fields, you can remove it. Let's say like there is a testing formula, I don't want, I can remove it. So you can remove it, and if you want to add it, simply you can add it back wherever you need. Okay, this is basically add or remove fields. You can add up fields or remove fields. Okay, now how do you split all these fields into different sections? So you will see here there is a sections. Create a new sections, name it as employee personal information. And this title, this is the title, section name is visible on the detail page or edit page. So you need to understand this is basically detail page. Now if you click edit, this is the edit page. Now on this edit page, do you need to display the section name? Yes. On the detail page you want to display, yes. And how many columns, whether it's a one column or two columns. And whenever if you press the tab key in a keyboard, how do you want to move the keyboard? So one zigzag or top to bottom, basically left to right. So if there are two columns, now if you press the key, now if you press the tab key, it's going down, right? Because we have one columns. But now if you have two columns, how do you want? Whether go here, or finish first one column, then go to the next column. So you can define all those here. If it's a one column, there is no options. If it's a two column, there is option. So I will go ahead with the left and right and click OK. Okay. Now, same way, inside the personal information, what information you are going to put? Let's say employee name, their owner, annual income, date of birth, personal email, additional email, location, grade, mobile number, and home phone. And even yeah, and then another one more sections. Address information. We didn't put a postal code, but that's okay. Yeah. Social media sections. My goodness. Just drag it over here. And we have a system informations. Let it be. Let display the system information as it is. There is a informations. We can keep it like a general info. That's it. So we cannot change this because it's a standard sections. So either we can delete it. If you don't want, we can delete it, or we cannot rename it basically, because this is the standard sections provided by Salesforce. So if you don't like, you can remove it. Okay, so now here I am going to put like additional flags, number of salary records. I can put like office informations, total amount. I can put like office informations, additional comments. I will put it national insurance number, which is their personal details. Yeah, these three, like our testing purpose, we are using it. Let it be on the information sections. Okay, so like that, you can create a different sections. Now in between field, if you want a space, blank space, so simply you can drag it. you can get some space between these two fields. Okay, so at the moment I don't want it, and save. Now if I go back to the employee detail page, now refresh it, you will see here employee information sections as a nice columns, like nice sections with 2 columns, address information with 2 columns, social media sections with 2 columns, image, office informations, and additional informations, and there are like some additional info, like general info. If you don't like these sections, we can delete it. And then the system information, who created, when created. Okay, so is that clear? So like that you can customize the page layout, and this is mainly for fields. Now the next one is button. So again, this button appear only on classics. These buttons are display only on classic. So classic in the sense, if I go for a classic view, if you look at the employee tab, if I open an employee, these are all the standard button. So if you do any modification on the button sections, that changes impact only on classic. But in Lightning Experience, if you want a modification on the Lightning Experience, these buttons, if you want to changes on these buttons, you have to do it. There is options. You will see here, Salesforce, mobile, and Lightning Experience actions. So just override this. You can override this predefined action. Just click on that and you can override this. At the moment, you will see post, file, new event, new task. So basically all the buttons need to be put over here, and it depends on the sections, what component we put on the page. So based on the component, the buttons will distribute it automatically. See here, new event, new task, log a call, email. These 4 buttons distributed on the activity sections. So if you see here, so new event, new task, and log a call, email. These 4 buttons distributed on the activity sections, activity component. Post and file, this will be distributed on the chatter. Like at the moment we don't have a chatter component, that's why like you are not able to see it. And remaining button, new, edit, new opportunity, new case, all these buttons are over here. New contact, new case, new lead, link, poll. The poll, post, questions, again it's chatter buttons. So these are all not appear at the moment because we don't have a chatter component in the page. But again, the Salesforce system will identify what type of component need to be displayed on which component, like what type of button need to be displayed on which component. So at the moment you will see only the custom buttons appear over here. New contact, edit, new opportunity, new case. So if you want to add or remove, so let's say like I don't want a new contact, new opportunity, new case, new lead. Just I need to edit, delete, clone, change owner, printable view. So in that case, simply you can remove. So once if we remove, it will go over here only. There is a separate section. So button section is basically classic. Quick action section, which we will go through it. Mobile actions, the quick action section, this is again mobile phone. Quick action is in the Salesforce Classic Publisher. This is Publisher in Classic, not in the Lightning Experience. Just ignore that. Mainly the mobile and the Lightning over here. So now in mobile or Lightning, we don't want a new contact. We don't want a new case. No need a new opportunity. I need a edit. Clone, change owner, submit for, and there are some button is not visible, depends on the permissions. We don't have any approval process, that's why like approval button is not visible, but again we can remove it. Receive alerts is not at the moment useful because receive alerts is the different functionality that is not visible. So now if I save it, Yeah, so now if I refresh it, you will see only few buttons. Even if you want to reorder, so edit you want to first and delete and then clone, then change owner, you can go and reorder it, same place. So go to the layout, edit. So basically edit, clone, delete, print view, sharing, change owner, change record type, that's it. Yeah.
Simple, what will happen if you just put it in the first row, the very first?
Whatever the order, it will come. So let's say like even if you put over here, edit. So because these are all the fields, the post, poll, file, these are all go into the chatter sections. New task, log a call, email, these are all go into the activity section. So if you see new event, new task, log a call, event, these 4 buttons related to activity. That's why like
Okay.
system will detect automatically and display.
Okay.
I will come back to the other button. So depends on the component, the system will identify the button and display accordingly. Okay, so you'll see now edit, delete, clone, and printable view, change owners. Now the poll post is not there. Why means because we have to add that particular component over here, chatter component over here. So what I will do, just edit a page. I'm trying to edit. Now, if you, this is basically flexi page. This is not the detail page. This is not the layout. This is lightning record page. At the moment, I am in the lightning record page. You need to have a two difference lightning record page and page layouts. The page layout will hold all the buttons, fields, sections, related list. But the flexi page will hold the structure of the page or additional component. Only in the flexi page only you can add all the other components. You will see here, these are all the standard component. How many? There are 28 standard component are there. And other than that, even we can build some custom component. Or if you installed some packages, it will appear over here. From the AppExchange product, if you install any managed package, those component will appear here. And whatever we build, custom component or unmanaged packages will display over here. And these are all the standard component provided by Salesforce. Now, if you need chatter functions, so let's say like a chatter feed. Okay, I'm not able to see the chatter feed here because we have to enable the feed tracking for this object. Then only you can see the additional components. So at the moment, I am not able to see the feed component. Yeah, there is no feed component. What I will do, I will go and enable the chatter feed for this particular object, employee object. So let me go back to that. To enable the chatter feed, just simply search for feed tracking. And where is the employee object, and enable feed tracking. And what are the field you want to enable, you can choose it. But I don't want at the moment, just maybe like a simply, I can go for like a 2 or 3 fields. Save. So once if you enable the feed tracking, then you can see the couple of additional component. See here, chatter feed. Now you can see additional. So what I will do, I will go and put like a chatter feed over here. Or as a new tab, I can put it. Instead of activity, I will put a chatter over here. So click on this. Here you can add a new tab. See here, add tab. I will add feed tab. Okay. Now this component I don't want, because I already added here. In this, simply drag the chatter component. Now if I save this, so be careful, this is important. So yeah, I'm activating it by default. Or guide inside the company, all the user can see the same page. Again, you can assign the page with the applications, or if you have a record type, or if you have a profile, so different user can see the different layout. We can do that as well. There are a lot many things these days actually. Yeah, see here, now we have two things: activity, chatter. Inside the chatter you can see post, poll, question. So these three buttons will be split automatically into chatter. These four buttons will be split into activity, and remaining button will be here. There is a follow buttons, because we enable the chatter feed. Now the follow button appear. If you want to remove the follow, you have to remove the feed tracking. Okay, so that is the additional things which you need to know. Now you understood the fields, right? Like how the fields are distributed accordingly based on the component. So I will edit the layout again. Okay, so whatever the fields you are putting here, like the post, poll, and files, like it will be distributed into the chatter. Files is again another sections, like which is, if I edit this, so here these are all the lot of additional component provided by Salesforce. So the file component available on the attachments basically, but yeah, at the moment, like attachment by default will be there in the related list. This one, the files component will appear over here. So upload files button. Yeah, where is my file related list? Okay, we'll go through that. So I'm not doing any changes in this page, just go back. Now we understood the fields on the Lightning Salesforce mobile and the Lightning experience, and this button, this is mainly classic, and these sections we understood. Now look at the related list. So basically over here, related list.
Sampath, it looks like classic view only, right? All these.
Yeah, that's why like this structure of the page is Lightning. Inside the detail and related list will be classic. It will comes under, it's coming from the page layout. So the structure will be there in the Lightning record page. Okay, so on the related list we have a files. I think you missed that sections, I believe. I covered that one bit earlier. So now if I want to add the related list, simply add the related list over here. So approval history, employment history. So these are all the available related list. Related list means what? So if the object will have a relationship to other object, it will come under a related list. So for example, the training course. Yesterday we created a training course, basically the relationship between the employee and training course. What object we put it? Enrollment object. Now you will see there is a course enrollment, you will see it, the related list. Same way, if you connect the salary and employee, you will see the related list as a salary. So whenever if you are linking the one object to another object, if you are making the relationship on the parent object, you can see the child object as a related list. So on the parent, the child object will go as a related list. Okay. So notes and attachment is basically old way of using it, like it's a classic notes and attachments. Now in Salesforce we have a files concept. So files means like, yeah, all the images, everything you can upload on the files. So I will keep it like only the files. And there is a open activity, closed activity, so which is like, again, Okay. And salaries, and there is a course enrollment. So again, if you want to remove or add, you can add it and remove it. Okay. And there is another one more nice thing, which is report charts. If you have a report, if you created a report based on the employee object, that can be used inside the component. Simply you can use it here and choose the report. So at the moment we don't have any report, so let it be. So now if I save it,
So, yeah, so, Edwidge would be from Montreal.
okay. So now you'll see employment history. There is a file sections, salary sections, enrollment sections. Now within this, if we want to add additional fields over here, let's say within the salary ID, I need to know what is the amount and what is the date and what is the status of the salary. I need all the columns. Same way on the course enrollment, I need to know which course, right? I want to know which course and